I'm Deborah Pietsch. Thank you for engaging with this information and with this video. And also thank you for wherever you are on your awakening journey. Some of you know me from the last several years. Part of what I had was my Wake Up Shift is Happening TV show, and also sending out information and newsletters. And I've had a pattern of moving out and then retreating back. And there's been a very good reason for that. And I want to also thank you for those of you who have been following me and also wondering where I've gone and where Scott has gone, my partner. And there is a lot of work that has been done behind the scenes since 2010. And there have been times, just like this most recent one, we're in September 2015, and we haven't put anything out since basically February 2015, and we went dark again. And that was when we did the Counter Protocol of Light event for the Super Bowl halftime show. And the reason being is because the most important thing for me in my journey is to work with the strategy for humanity's awakening. And I had a very unique experience that I won't go into great detail right now about, but back in 2010, I had the veil pulled back for me in a very profound way, and was asked to work with the beings of light in a very multi-dimensional way. The beings of light that are working with this planet and with humanity to support our evolution and our great awakening. And in this situation that occurred back in early 2010, I was asked to work with them in a strategic way to figure out how and why things have gone awry. And so it's been a very unique journey for the last 5.5 years. And I'm now breaking my silence, and I've been asked to be the voice and the voice piece of what we have discovered, and that there is now in place a very powerful contingency plan. And the good news of this is that there is a contingency plan. There is divine intervention that is actually starting right now. There is a very precise and very specific way that this divine intervention has been authorized by the hierarchy of the company of heaven to actually change the protocols of what has always been the universal law, basically, which was to not intervene with our growth, with our transformation, and with our evolution. But what we have discovered over the last several years is that there is such a high amount of interference and infiltration and deception, as well as the breaking of universal laws and the interference with our free will, that we're in unchartered territory. And that we're in a situation where things have gone so awry. And those of you that have been on your awakening journey for 10, 20, 30 years, you know what I'm talking about. We all know we should and could have been at a much higher elevation and vibration at this time of our trajectory. And so that has been now recognized at a very high level. So we have a contingency plan that is unfolding. That's the good news. The bad news is that potentially, if you have the perspective that it's bad news, but we'll just play with it right now, is that we're so far off the mark that in order to swing that pendulum, we're so far off the mark that in order to swing that pendulum back into alignment with the trajectory where we need to be, where we're meant to be at this time, that we are going to very, very probable see some major chaos, major earth changes, and what I'm being asked to say and to share is that most of the people on the planet, most of humanity, even those of us that are really aware and awake, are not prepared for what is about to occur. And so I bring this information to you, definitely not to create fear. I'm sharing this information to support in awareness, understanding, and then to also share the magnitude of solutions and tools that are being and have been already put together in order to support those that choose to bridge from where we are to where you want to be as more of an ascended being, and to be able to have that liftoff and to transcend from this deception reality, the deception matrix, the enslavement matrix. And so what we're doing at this time, and also if you had you're seeing this, that you're also aware that I am now going to start bringing forth transmissions from Jack Kennedy. And I will say to you, share with you basically that that is a huge undertaking. And yes, it takes a lot of courage for me to come out with this. This has been an evolution over the last couple of years, and I've only privately shared it recently, and now coming out in the public. And I will also say that for those of you that are just new to who I am, and those of you that do know me, that I am going to remind you that I'm a stickler for evidence and confirmations about the multidimensional communications. And my background is from the entertainment industry. I came up through the ranks in the entertainment industry as a producer, and always thought that my role at this was going to be supporting behind the scenes for the evolution of humanity as a more of a producer type of person with media. Well, there's been a lot of changes. And back in 2010, when the veil was basically pulled back for me, and the telepathic communication and the activations basically went off the chart, I actually switched gears to be a spiritual teacher, and have had hundreds of sessions with clients, and have tuned in, and I get very detailed information for people. So that's one aspect of the evidence and the confirmations that I have in my hip pocket, basically. Then there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of tuning in and having the confirmations of some very unique things. Actually, quite a few unique things in ways that the communication is validated in this dimension. So we have quite a lot to be sharing at this point. I was asked to share that Jack Kennedy is on, there is an advisory board, there's a commission of light that has been created as part of this contingency plan. Now, this is all multidimensional, and also what I've been told is to let you guys know that humanity is at choice point. You're at choice point. We're at choice point. And that what is being set up right now is basically the funny name that they're using for it is sobriety field, or like field sobriety checks. And what this is are checkpoints, and that everybody is going to have many opportunities to choose where they are and in alignment with this new earth reality vibration, the unified field that we've activated, and that as you are given initiations and opportunities to continuously choose, there is going to come a time where if you're not in alignment with the vibrational frequencies of this new earth reality, then there is high probability you're going to have some very challenging experiences. So first and foremost, the question is, because this is all about the vibration that starts with loving thyself. And so what I would like to leave you with at this point is just to kind of check in with yourself and see where you are vibrationally, first and foremost with loving yourself. And how are you engaging with the world around you, even in the vibration of resources? Are you in a vibration of insufficient funds, or are you in a vibration of abundance? Now, we have a webinar, and the information is right here for you to actually engage with that webinar. And a lot more detail is going to be shared in regards to the contingency plan, the tools, the solutions, activations, all sorts of information. And then there's also Jack's first transmission, which is coming out for the Peace Day, September 21st, which is Monday, September 21st in the States. And he will be addressing humanity through me as a channeled transmission. And you have the opportunity to engage with that as well. So the invitation here is for you to have a relationship with your loving yourself vibration, as well as being open to what are the possibilities for you in the way of expanding. And the other thing too that I'm also just getting the guidance to share is that there is a high probability that as this vibration of light that's part of this contingency plan, I am referring to it as the God wave. Some are referring to it as wave X and other energies. One of the things that, if you think about this in a scientific way, when there is a lot of light that comes into a dense vibration, presences itself in a dense vibration, what is going to the high probability of what is going to occur is that it's going to push a lot of the shadow stuff, a lot of the deception, our own individual shadow stuff, as well as the deception of the matrix that has been created as this whole double standard that most of us are experiencing. There is a mass consciousness of fear, survival, and not having enough of the resources that we desire, that our hearts desire, as well as that we need to even to complete our projects, to complete our purpose for being on the planet, to align and engage. So there's a lot for us to talk about. And I just want to thank you for engaging at this time, and that I look forward to being a part of your journey and supporting and guiding in any way that is in your highest good and that resonates with you. And as you choose to engage with what is here, we'll see you then. Thank you so much. And remember, the most important relationship is a loving relationship with yourself, and that we are in this together. I'm Deborah Pietsch. Thank you. And there is a lot of work that has been done behind the scenes since 2010. And there have been times, just like this most recent one, we're in September 2015, and out and then retreating back. And there's been a very good reason for that. And I want to also thank you for those of you who have been following me and also wondering where I've gone and where Scott has gone, my partner. We haven't put anything out since basically February 2015, and we went dark again. And that was when we did the Counter Protocol of Light event for the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm Deborah Pietsch. Thank you for engaging with this information and with this video. And also thank you for wherever you are on your awakening journey. Some of you know me from the last several years. Part of what I had was my Wake Up Shift is Happening TV show, and also sending out information and newsletters. And I've had a pattern of moving